I am back. This is part 2. We are going to talk about property preservation. Again, this segment of property preservation is going to be more along the business 101 line. Shannon, you're welcome. Not a problem. And by the way, pay the bills before we get started here. Of course, you need non-GMO feed. Get a hold of Shannon over there at Foothill Feed and Mercantile 775-852-0999. Hey, let's talk property preservation. We are Team Ironclad. They are in the D-Land, Florida area. Get hold of Brett Douglas down there for all your landscape maintenance needs. Property preservation services, 386-774-0888. Kim Savage, Richmond, Virginia area. That's Kim Savage, Richmond, Virginia area. Women at Work Incorporated. That is Women at Work, INC.net. That's the website. 804-539-4333. All your preservation needs in that Richmond, Virginia area, ladies and gentlemen. She'll get you squared away. You need property maintenance. She'll help you out. Don't forget Candace Cromwell. If you need processing stuff done, I just got a notification from her also. You're welcome, Candace. Not a problem. Good gal. She's very knowledgeable with bids. Very knowledgeable, and her credentials are impeccable. Impeccable. She has very, very, very good references, if you will. So let's talk a little bit about what is some of the scuttlebutt going on. There seems to be some kind of weird confusion about, pardon me here. There seems to be a little bit of confusion about appliances. Ladies and gentlemen, appliances are personal property. They are not fixed to the house. Here is how you determine if it's an appliance or if it is an amenity. An amenity is fixed, attached to the house. Hot water heater, dishwasher, under-the-counter dishwasher, under-the-counter a trash compactor, a commode, a sink. Those are amenities. They come with the house. They're fixed. You can't take them away. Air conditioning, same thing. They're tied in, wired in, all that kind of stuff. What separates an amenity from an appliance and being personal property? I can unplug the washer and out the door it goes. I can unplug the dryer. Out the door it goes. Unplug the refrigerator. Boom. If it's got wheels on it, we take it away. Same with the stove. Those are appliances. They are not fixed to the house. Therefore, they are personal property. I don't make these rules up. That's the law. That's the law. Okay? So, Vince Gilberte, he, in one of the social media threads out there, do not ever remove appliances unless you have an email stating to do so. Very sound advice, Vince. Really good advice. You should have some paperwork. However, if you're in the middle of an eviction and the sheriff says, hey, what about your refrigerator, washer, and dryer? And those people go to take it, they get to take it. That's theirs. If they're the owner and not a renter. If they are renting the property, that's a different element altogether. They don't own. Until those people are actually taken to court, they can be evicted, so proceedings can start, but they still own everything in that house. It's still considered personal property. Now, Chase Gottenauer, I hope I didn't mess your name up. Gochnauer, Gottenauer. Let me see here. The client told me to perform an eviction on the property. That is what I did. No contract. I signed. No contract I signed said not to remove appliances from the house. Again, back to the contracts. Always keep in mind what your contract says. Remember, a contractual agreement is a mutuality of agreement between two or more parties. So if you have a contract with somebody, you always want to read the fine print. They might sneak something like that in the back door on you. And Chase went on to say, and it's not this industry overall, it's specific to HUD only. HUD does not own the property either. The bank owns a property. And I'm going to get to this in just a minute. You all heard me say file liens, do this, do. We'll get to that in just a second. I'm going to explain that on the thing. But I'm not sure. I don't think HUD is in the REO end of things. They're on the back end, so there might be a different element there. My advice to everybody out there, check your local jurisdictions. If you're operating in another state, you better be cognizant of their rules and their laws, because what applies to me in Nevada is not going to apply to you in New Jersey, guaranteed. And we're going to get to that in just a second here, because I got, boy, I don't know who this moron is, but let's see what he said here. Scott Schwartz obviously does not know business licensing rules and regulations very well. There was, in New Jersey, you have to be licensed to move debris around. Now, I haven't investigated, but I'm going to give you Nevada rules and laws. I can haul all the garbage I want, all the debris, as long as my load is covered. If I get into where I'm having to use more than 2 axles, a vehicle with more than 2 axles, there's a different element because it requires a different type of driver's license. Always remember that. Now, here in Nevada, a couple things that I have done, and I do all the time. Once a year, I go take a little course on herbicide and insecticide applications. And it cost me like $50 for the certificate to be allowed to spray, because that makes me a commercial sprayer. I never solicit that service. If it comes to me, it comes to me. And then I bill accordingly. But I never solicit that service. However, I have to have that certificate. The course is free. They'll run you through the Nevada Department of Agriculture. You go sit in their class for a couple hours, take a test. The certificate costs $50. That's good for a year, and it comes back about, 30, 40 fold. So it does come back good to me. And it benefits me because I'm more into the agriculture end of things now than property preservation. I do have property preservation clients still, but we kind of do more agriculture work, as many of you might have noticed from a lot of the videos that we're doing lately. But however, there is an issue in, the other thing about Nevada, I also have to have a permit to transport hazard materials. If I have a lot of hazardous materials on a property, I call a company, H2O Environmental. They come pick it up. I don't even mess with it. MCS didn't like it. MSI didn't like it, but F them. Just to hell with them. I obey my state laws. I don't need their state laws. Now, hazardous material, liquids, unidentifiable liquids, tires, hazmat stuff like biohazards, all that kind of stuff here in Nevada, you need a permit to transport it. I remember one time we had a truckload. I had 7 55-gallon barrels in the back of a pickup. I called them up. It cost me $20 for the permit to transport them to the company. It would have cost me about $800 to have the company come pick them up. That was, to me, was better. I get them in there. Let's transport them. I go pick the permit up. I can transport them, and I'm legal. Did I get pulled over? No. That's beside the point. First time you start skirting laws, guess what? You're going to get, hey, you, let me see your ID. That's what's going to happen to you. Now let's talk about New Jersey for a minute. New Jersey wants permits. You have to be licensed to haul and dump debris. Kimberly Gross asked a question in one of the social media threads. We are expanding into New Jersey. Do out-of-state contractors need this? Do you know? I'm Googling it to no avail. Kimberly, please pay attention. Before you go into New Jersey, unlicensed, get a hold of the business people over there and find out what your licensing requirements are. Hearst v. Boozecheck. Hearst v. Boozecheck. Hearst v. Boozecheck, 2010. And this is a problem I have with Eric Miller and NAMFS, National Association for Management for Stealing, Hearst v. Booscheck lost this issue. They got fined 6 figures, almost $1 million they had to spit out, plus money to the Hearst. Number one, it was ruled Hearst was an employee, not an independent contractor. That was number one. Number two, and this ruling stands today. Today, it stands. It's been used over and over and over and over in lawsuits in the property preservation industry. California courts ruled when the work product does not leave the state, i.e., I clean a property up in Nevada. Once I'm done, that product doesn't go anywhere. It was right there in Nevada. When you're cleaning a property in New Jersey, that product is not leaving New Jersey. The product is your service. The service is to clean the property, remove the debris, whatever. Make sure you understand New Jersey law. New Jersey can be a prick. And remember, things in New Jersey are going to be expensive. That's a union state. Always has been, always will be. A union state. So you always remember that, ladies and gentlemen, that you need to know your licensing in the state you're going to conduct business. That was Kimberly's questions. Now, let's talk about stupid is and stupid does. This guy here is stupid. I don't know who he is, Scott Swartz. How do out-of-state companies require the license? Because it's the law. How can you be so dumb? How can you say that? That is somebody who obviously is not a business owner. He's an implactor. That's an implactor statement, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know what an implactor is, it's an incorrectly classified employee as an independent contractor. That's what it is. An employee who has been incorrectly classified as an independent contractor. And if you are in property preservation, it is you. I am involved in several lawsuits right now on the employee independent contractor issue, and we're winning every single one of them. Neener, neener, neener. Now what? Now let's talk about liens for a minute and back charging, and we'll get back to that. But I want to read what Scott Swartz says here before we go there. How do out-of-state companies require the license? The license is for the person dumping only. You don't even need this license if you are transporting from, let's say, one trash out to another where the roll-off might be present. Excuse me. The license is to transport the debris. So, Scott, pull your head out of your butt. That's a lie. That's not true. You're handing out disinformation. You're fake news, Scott. That's what you are. You're fake news. You're part of them. On top of that, the license is for specific vehicles and or trailers carrying debris. Hey, guess what? If you're hauling debris, it's your truck, your trailer. Duh! Order mills are obviously not using trucks for this purpose. There's a reason they're doing order mills, ladies and gentlemen. There's a reason they're doing order mills, and that's to skirt all these laws so they can make a fortune on your investment. Think about it for just a minute. There is not one order mill in this country that has any financial liability when it comes to what's going on. They have no risk. You put all the money up, you do all the labor, you do everything before you get paid. You have the risk. Is MCS going to go to jail for you when you get arrested for illegally transporting debris, Safeguard, Cypress, any of those chumps? Not a one of them. Not a one of them will go to bat for you in court. So understand your law. Understand the laws in the state you're working in. If you're working for a company, and I'm going to call MCS out right now because I know they're not licensed in all 50 states are conducting business in. And if anybody thinks I'm bullshitting, if any of you think I am kidding about this issue right here, here's what I want you to do. I want you to get a hold of Richard over at Sentinel Field Services in Utah. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Richard over at Sentinel Field Services in Utah tried to tell me he didn't need to be licensed in Nevada. I contacted our Secretary of State, sent the email to him, and I said, is this true? In 48 hours, Sentinel Field Services had a license to conduct business in Nevada. Oh, by the way, it was the Fannie Mae contract. Very lucrative. He had his business. Sentinel Field Services is now, check out the website, AladayLLC.com, ladies and gentlemen, Aladay, ALADAY, LLC.com. The article's there. We forced the issue. They had to get a license, and they were paying such cheap numbers and included hazards and all kinds of stuff. They also had to stop forcing people to remove hazards with debris because it's a separate issue. Now, let's talk about liens on a property for just a minute before I get out of here today and wish everybody a good week here. I always say lien a property. If you're getting back charged, these are illegal back charges, file the 1099 because the guy who got clipped for $250, that's not going to show up anywhere. It was for something that happened in 2014. All the taxes are done for 2014. It's 2017, ladies and gentlemen. All those taxes are done now. Okay? So there's no record of that $250 because it's not going to show up on the 1099 this year. It's not going to show up as an itemized deduction or anything like that. It's not going to show they took it back. All they're going to do, let's say you make $1,000 with the company and they back charge you for something in 2014 for $250, you get a 1099 for $750. That's it. That money disappears. And that is why the IRS agent says 1099 them. You 1099 them back and a copy goes to the IRS. That is how it's done. Ladies and gentlemen, until labor starts conducting business as business owners, they're going to continue to run over you. Don't let it happen. Eric Miller's a chump. Eric Miller's a piece of garbage. He was in charge of LPS. LPS just got a $65 million judgment against him when he was overseeing everything over there. He's doing the same thing with NAMFS. He's run the organization into the ground. He's allowed corruption. He's allowed graft. He's allowed theft. As far as I'm concerned, he's an accessory to every crime going on, and he's a criminal in his own right. He's a piece of garbage. He's never once spoken out about what is going on in the industry. All he has done is continue to parlay the industry and pyramid the industry. So you, labor, the guy that goes out and puts all his money on the line, who risks everything. I got a guy right now, $144,000 he's owed. He's filing bankruptcy. He doesn't have a choice. They're not, and it's with Safeguard. We're going to get to that in the next podcast later. And, by the way, GMO stuff. Hey, Ray, you're welcome. This is part 2. Again, Griffin Security Services, ladies and gentlemen, risk assessment for your business. Guy is off the hook. Awesome. He really is. He knows his stuff. He is, he's like way up there. Maybe Brian Mingham over there at NRES. Now, there's a pretty decent company. His numbers ain't that bad. If you can make Brian Mingham's numbers with NRES work, good organization because he's a decent guy. Scuttlebutt Izzy might be doing, I'm going to get a hold of him. Scuttlebutt Izzy's doing a little watch list. So, let's recap here. I got another minute before we're going to be about up out of time. Let's recap. The Lexan. It's bogus. It's a bogus deal. If you need more information on that, 775-230-9915. That's my number. Send me an email through the website, AladayLLC@gmail.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll get back to you on that, and I'll discuss it all day long. I'll go to court and testify on this. Oh, by the way, Colorado and California have both qualified me as an expert witness on industry procedures. I can help a little bit sometimes. Debris. You have to have a license. If that's what a state is saying, make sure you're licensed properly. If you get sued, it's on you. Nobody else is going to come to your defense. Okay? Nobody. Appliances are personal property. They're not the house. They're not the house. Now, MCS, NFR, they're doing illegal back charges. Green Group, poor business management. They've had to do some other stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you have a great week. I'll tell you what, a back injury, everything is exhausting. It's a very painful injury, but it's an exhausting injury. It doesn't matter what you do. Walking across the room, you're out of breath. You're tired because it hurts that much. But I'm going to wish everybody a great, great day. Thanks to all the sponsors. Thanks to everybody that helps me out. And again, I don't normally ask this, but I am hurting right now. A lot of bills are backing up, and they're backing up really fast. If you can help out, $10, $5, I don't care, man. If you can make a donation, hit the tab on the website, ladies and gentlemen. I sincerely appreciate it, and I will continue to bring you information, the watch list. I'm going to be working very closely coming up here with Mr. Williams over there at Foreclosurepedia, doing some more investigative stuff, and we are going to show the underbelly of the industry. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a great day. Let's all be safe out there.